All right, so I need y'all to tell me about whether or not I was wrong for something that I did earlier this year. And what I'm about to tell you about, this was actually the straw that broke the camel's back for me and what drove me to the point to where like I'm even doing all of this publicly and telling my story about what happened with my relationship with my father. Okay, so back in December of last year, one of my uncles died. And this is my maternal uncle, this is my mama brother. And within an hour of his death, my mama calls me to tell me what happened. Okay, so the funeral was the next week, and I was expecting for her to be the one to let me know about the funeral arrangements and when it was going to be. So he died on, I think, a Thursday or a Friday, and the funeral was the following Saturday. So the whole entire week passed by. I don't hear anything from my mama about the funeral. But on Sunday, one of my first cousins on my father's side of the family, who I'm close to, she calls me to tell me that her father, my father's brother, asks her if I'm going to the funeral. And my cousin told him she didn't know, but she thought that I probably was going to go. And then my uncle proceeds to tell her something about I need to take all that stuff from the past and put it to the side, and I need to be there for my mama because her brother died. And both me and my cousin thought that was like really odd because like that's not even your side of the family. Why are you so concerned about whether or not I'm going to my other uncle's funeral? And we both just surmised and came to the conclusion that, he was probably like doing some intel for my father or just trying to find out for him whether or not I had plans on going to the funeral. Because at that point, I had been telling people within the family about what he did, but I hadn't gone public with it yet. So me and my cousin talked about it for a little while, but like I didn't linger about it or think about it too much after that first conversation we had about it. So that was Sunday. Get all the way to Thursday. I don't hear anything from my mama about the funeral plans. The only reason I even found out when the funeral was because my sister called me on Thursday and she told me that she seen the arrangements on Facebook. Nobody bothered to call her and let her know anything either. And so, um, by the time Thursday came around, it was too late for me to make plans to go. If I had found out about it earlier in the week when the plans were first made, I had plans to like rent a car because I don't have a car right now. But by the time Thursday came around, I didn't have anybody to watch my daughter. My husband had to work that Saturday, and there was just no way I could make it. Plus the money that I would have spent on renting the car, I took it and I allocated it towards other things. And if I would have known about it then, I would have moved some things around differently so I could be there. But that didn't happen, so I didn't go. But, I just chalked it off to like, oh, my mom is forgetful and she lost her brother. She's probably grieving. I didn't have any I wasn't feeling kind of any kind of way about it. I just figured, it just slipped her mind or whatever. Especially since, I wasn't talking to my mama on a regular basis at that time. So I was just like, cool, whatever. I was kind of sad about it. But, I didn't I didn't like dwell on it or like, have any hurt feelings over it. And I wasn't expecting my uncle's children to make me aware of the funeral plans because I don't have a relationship with them. I haven't seen or spoken to any of them since our grandmother died almost 10 years ago. And even though I did call my oldest cousin and give my condolences and stuff, like I didn't have any real expectations of, them notifying me about anything because I just don't have that type of relationship with them. But I was expecting my mama to tell me when I called one of my aunts to to find out about the funeral. After my sister called me, the first thing she asked me was like, "Your mama didn't tell you? Your mama didn't call you?" I said, "No, she didn't tell me anything." So Saturday comes and goes. The funeral happens. Several hours after the funeral happened, that night, my mama sends me a text message with a link to the funeral live stream on the funeral pages, on the funeral home's Facebook page. And I was just like, wow. I guess I really was just an afterthought. Like, oh, I didn't see the mirrors at the funeral. Let me send her a link. And I was offended. I felt insulted, a little bit hurt, but I didn't really dwell on it. I still didn't. I was just like, wow, I was kind of shocked that like she would just send me a link, no call or anything. Just here's the link to watch the funeral on Facebook. Like I want to watch my uncle's funeral on Facebook. But, after I had those few little thoughts, I just like let it go. What set off the red flags for me and what really, pissed me off and the straw that broke the camel's back was the next day when my youngest brother, who still lives with them, he messaged me on Facebook asking me why I wasn't at the funeral. And I told him, well, like, I didn't find out until it was too late and I couldn't make travel arrangements. And so he told me, he was like, well, Zuri was there with her son and my sister did go. But like when she decided to go, it was like at the last minute. And she knows that, I just can't get up and leave and do last minute stuff because of my daughter. So she just went on her own. But because she's who I usually go with when we doing stuff with our family and going out towards that way, she'll come and get me. But like she knows what my situation is, so she didn't even bother because she know I just can't drop what I'm doing and go somewhere with her last minute. And then after that, after Jaylee told me our sister went, he let me know that our mama deleted my number out of his phone. And then that's when all the red flags started going up, and I was just like, hold up. Like, I'm like, well, why would she delete my number out of his phone? Like, why? Your brother died, y'all planning a funeral, and that's the thoughts that you have. Go delete my number from Jaylee's phone. Why don't she want my brother being able to call me? Like, of all the times to delete his number out of my phone, why then? And that's when it clicked for me that she didn't want me to go to the funeral because she and my father didn't want me to be around our family, other family members, and people in the community because they thought that I was going to somehow go to my uncle's funeral and start telling all my business and start trauma dumping to a bunch of people who I know don't even give a damn about me for the most part. Because, and that just let me know that she doesn't know me, my father doesn't know me, because in spite of whatever we were going through as a family, I would have never gone to my uncle's funeral and done something like that and made that moment about me take away from the grief that my cousins were going through from losing their father and turn the attention on me and what was going on with my family. And that was just like, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because I'm like, wow, you really are in this with him. You really are like his ride or die. And that's when I just like saw for the first time that she was just as complicit as him. Because not only was she ignoring what happened, but she was actively trying to cover it up. Her only concern was protecting him and protecting her reputation. And that's why now I don't give a damn. I'm going to say what I want to say and I'm going to do what I want to do. And if they don't like it, oh well. And then after I first shared this stuff, another family member actually told me that she heard my father say out of his mouth, verbatim, that that's why they didn't come and get me for the funeral, because what I'm doing on Facebook now is what I would have came and done at the funeral. So, but her side of the family, they not fucking with me. They mad at me because I put her name in it. And I didn't just make it all about him. So am I wrong for my reaction to how she handled my uncle's funeral and letting me know about it? Y'all let me know.